Welcome to a new episode of Science in Context. I'm Sabine, and this week, Dr. Darlan Da Silva Candido joins me to speak about poliovirus. Darlan, you looked at historical transmission to better understand current transmission of poliovirus. How does that work?
Thank you so much, Sabine. Yes, our goal was to understand the current patterns of spread of the virus in key areas such as Africa and South Asia. And to do so, we used information coming from reported cases, but also from poliovirus genetic sequences. What we saw is that the current patterns of spread are very similar to historical patterns, which happened 30, 40 years ago, in which the virus spreads mainly between countries that share borders. And we were also able to estimate a velocity of spread of the virus to be around 2.3 kilometers a day. So this information is very important for us to better design vaccination campaigns in response to outbreaks.
And you mentioned international borders. Immunity plays a role in cross-border transmission. What were your findings?
Yes, so that's an interesting question because we were interested in understanding what factors can affect the velocity of virus spread. And to do so, we compared two large outbreaks that happened in the same area and had similar characteristics. And what we found is that international borders had a big impact in decreasing the velocity of spread of the virus for one of the outbreaks, but barely any effect for another one. And that's where immunity came into play. So we saw that immunity was the factor that was different between the two outbreaks.
And for your work, data access and data sharing was really important. What does that mean now going forward?
Yeah, unfortunately, at the time that we were conducting the study, availability of recent sequence data was very limited. So we had to go and analyze historical data to compare to current patterns. However, now the availability is much bigger, and there was in part also an impact from this study. So looking ahead, what we want is really to keep collaborating with WHO Afro, with the Gates Foundation and the collaborating countries to ensure that polio sequence data can be used in a timely and effective manner towards eradication.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.